Well, happy Easter. I just did my nails. They're press-ons. Anyway, I'll show you the fit. And then I got to get my matcha going. I already started it, actually. And I've been playing with, like, creating little vignettes, little, reels or TikToks. I'm having fun. It's feeding my creativity, and I love it. And I'm just going to be doing this all day. But anyway, happy Easter. I hope you are having an amazing day. Hope you found all the eggs, especially the golden egg. And yeah, I'll show you the fit. We'll get the matcha going. We have Easter dinner at my in-laws, and that's what's happening for today. I feel like I should give you some content so that I can finish it and just have my Easter with my family and and have an episode out. So I got to brainstorm and figure out what I'm going to do for you guys today. So I have something for you. And yeah, that's what's going on. All right, I will show you the fit and check in later. Cute, right? I know. I also did the bow. You knew that was coming. I did my favorite bodysuit. Hubby suggested it. I was going to do a dress because it is really nice outside, which never happens for Easter. And by really nice, I mean like it's going to be in the 60s, which for us, that's a big deal. But anyway, let me show you the bow. So cute, right? Yes, we did a half up, half down. And yeah, that's what's going on. Anyway, I'm going to get my matcha going so I can start acting like a normal human being and figure out what I'm going to do for you guys today. Okay, that's my hot water. Let's go. One more quick look. Yes. Okay. If you're wondering why it's this color, it's because I added my mocha back into it because I just need my matcha to have a little flavor or a lot of flavor. Once again, oops, Easter fit. Okay, and then, yeah, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do for you guys today. I will check in when I figure that out. I'm going to enjoy my matcha, and I will check in with you later. So, cheers. Hi. You're in luck. Another makeup tutorial. Honestly, I'm not even going to lie to you. What I'm doing, yes, I do have makeup on right now, but I'm taking it off, I promise. And then we're going to do it again. But I'm doing this because, well, a few reasons. One, I thought it would be a great way for me to get another episode out and have some content for you. But also, what I realize is I don't think a lot of people know a lot about me, or at least new people don't know a lot about me. And I thought, well, what the hell? This might be a fun way for you to get to know me. Please excuse my very naked face. Okay. And I probably should not be using this because it's to sanitize your hands, and it is currently burning the fuck out of my face. Oh, also, if you're new here, we curse here. It's just how it is. If you don't like that, don't know what to tell you. This is my channel. This is my little piece of internet, and that's all I can tell you about that. I would normally put lotion on, but I'm feeling okay today. We had it on earlier. As you could see before, I just wiped all my makeup off. I was very oily, so we're going to use this one size Secure the Sweat without anything on except for this. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, I thought I would tell you a little bit about me. If you are new here, then you probably don't know, unless you watched yesterday's episode, that I am a feminist. I also love to travel, and I am allergic to people who choose to be willfully ignorant. I have no patience for people who do not want to educate themselves or refuse to acknowledge the possibility that they could be wrong. I'm the kind of person that loves to grow and evolve as a human being. And if I am wrong about something, I will admit I am wrong about said thing, learn and grow and be a better person because of it. The truth will set you free. There is nothing better than understanding the truth. It can be very difficult. Life can be very hard if you are not ready for the truth. But in the end, it is always worth it. But you'll notice I put a few things on. This is my BB cream that has SPF in it, and that's what helps protect my skin from the sun and sun damage, which causes wrinkles and blemishes and more freckles. Not against freckles. I kind of like my freckles, but let's try and keep our skin as healthy as possible. Anyway, so the truth will set you free. I believe that people have the right to, their own bodily autonomy. I believe that people should be able to love whoever they want to love. I think it is important that we embrace different cultures, different walks of life, different ways of living. And I also believe that democracy is on fire. And bad things are coming, but we shall persist. I also am very concerned that as a woman in this country, America, I may be forced to leave this country. I also feel like we are heading in the direction of Handmaid's Tale. And if you haven't read the book or seen the show, it's a very scary concept in the sense that women lose the ability to make choices for themselves in a very, very, very real sense. Why am I doing this? I never do the foundation first. Oh, well, whatever. But anyway, that's the deep part of me. I also love to cook. I love to travel. Travel is probably something that is very, very important to me because I feel like travel gives you the opportunity to learn more about not just different cultures and different people and different ways of living, which may surprise you and may actually be better than the way you're living. Open your eyes, open your mind. But I also think it reveals a lot about you, how you handle situations, and how you can become a better person because of it. I have always been a person who very rarely travels on her own, has been on my own never. I lived at home until I got married, and then when I got married, I lived with my husband. That is just my situation. Do I wish I had lived on my own? Yes, I feel like there are lessons to be learned in experiencing life with, just yourself. I think that's important. And I think the most important thing is to love yourself. I think we rely way too much on trying to find true love in someone else. And the fact of the matter is, true love should be within yourself. I was someone who struggled with that a lot when I was young. I always thought that my value was in the way that I looked, that I was not particularly intelligent. That is not true at all. I'm very intelligent. But I was told that again, that my value was not in my intelligence, but simply in the way that I looked. And so I unfortunately valued that above a lot of things, which is not, it's not the right way to live, but also unfortunately living in the patriarchy, we are valued in society for taking care of ourselves and for looking a certain way. As I do my makeup. The irony is not lost on me, I assure you. But yeah, by the way, in case you're wondering, we're doing an Instagram baddie look. Love that for us. The hypocrisy. Anyway, listen, as a strong feminist woman, there's nothing wrong with appreciating and loving looking good. And looking good can mean anything to you. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the sense of under the male gaze. Me personally, I kind of fall into the male gaze category, but it's kind of curated, purposeful. It helps me achieve more in the patriarchy, looking the way that I look, but also I find a lot of struggle looking the way that I look when it comes to other people who view me as, I don't know, how do I say this? I don't want to say a threat because I'm not a threat, but that's how they view me, and you know, that's fine. I've actually had women approach me in my messages and ask me to test their husbands. Don't do that. That's horrific. If you have to ask somebody to test your significant other, then you already know the answer. And you're not going to like the answer, but it is what it is. And also, don't involve someone else in your drama. I am not the one. Also, it's just a weird fucking thing to ask of somebody. I have been approached for a lot of weird things, and that was one of the weirdest. I don't think that is right. Does it surprise me? Actually, yeah, that one did surprise me. I mean, I expect men to approach me in my DMs and stuff like that. Like that goes without saying. You know, a lot of people just shoot their shot. It is what it is. It's, you know. But women trying to get their significant other to show fault. I don't know. I guess maybe they're trying to catch them so that they have evidence so that they can leave them. I don't know. It's I'll never understand it. But, you know, I don't walk in other people's shoes. I only have mine to walk in, and I can only empathize and try to understand why people do and say the things that they say. And yeah, I mean, you must be in a pretty bad place for you to consider and go to a stranger and say, I need you to prove that this man is a bad man. And no. Quite simply, no. That is not my problem. Anyway, don't be that person. I just want everyone to understand that, you know, is there temptation? Sure. I mean, come on. Like, if Henry Cavill was to come up to me and be like, listen, no one will ever know. I would never. Not me. But if no one ever knew, I mean, who would it hurt? I'm just saying. I could never. Not The Witcher. Anyway, there's temptation, and we're only human. It's not like we're blind, and it's not like we're perfect people. I'm just saying, life is short. And that's the thing, too, is like sometimes we also have to take into account, like, sometimes people just love differently and they have a lot of love to give. Who am I to judge? It's just not fair when you don't allow your significant other to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that's not fair to your person. I feel like that should be a discussion. But if you're not being true to yourself either, I don't know. Do you? But also, don't hurt anyone. Does that make sense? I feel like that makes sense. I don't know. What do I know? I'm just a fucking little baby human. Just trying to get through the world. Just trying to be happy and not die and suffocate under the oppression and, falling and failing democracy and capitalism. I'm just trying to live life. Doing makeup on YouTube. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I feel like we were just talking about traveling. Let's go back to that. My favorite, you're going to be surprised. So I've traveled a lot of the world, which is pretty fucking cool and incredibly privileged of me. I have no denial of that. I have an outrageous amount of privilege. I've seen things and been to places that most people will never, ever, ever have the opportunity to ever see in their lifetime. And I recognize that. And I think it's important to recognize your own privilege as well. I think it's important to not be in denial about said privilege, because I think it shows a level of understanding and growth in the sense that you have something and were born in a position that gave you such opportunity, And I think it's important to acknowledge that, because I also think it's important to understand that not everybody has had those experiences or will have those experiences. And in understanding that concept, I think you allow yourself to acknowledge that just in existing with the privilege that you have, there is already an imbalance in the world. And that's just the reality of the situation. I mean, sorry, this is hard. I'm trying to concentrate. It's important to also acknowledge that there's an imbalance in the world, because I'm the kind of person that wants to change that. I think it is important to make sure that people do have opportunities to learn and to grow and to be a better, more evolved, more educated person. But I guess that might also stem from the fact that I used to be an educator. And I think it's important also that people are educated. I think education is probably one of the most important things in the world. Acknowledging and understanding certain things because you are educated. To be ignorant is either not your fault or something that you are willfully trying to do. And I understand the idea of ignorance is bliss, because to live in a world where you don't have to think about other people and their struggles and what they might be experiencing and going through, gosh, that is such a privilege. Like, really, like, if I didn't have to think about how all the people that are struggling, say in war, or the children that are starving in our own country, the homeless situation, if I didn't have to think about those things, I feel like I would be much happier. Like, really. Let me do this. I need to concentrate for a second. Okay, I think I got it. I did a tight line. I don't know if I love it or not. But it's anyway, all I'm saying is when I was a teacher, I was talking to my students, and a lot of them, the men, the boys, which I loved, they were like, oh yeah, we would totally support our woman if she wanted to go to work and be the breadwinner, whatever. We would totally be there for her in that sense. And I was like, cool, 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 cool. Love that. Have you considered the fact that it would be easier for you to make more money than her simply because of the patriarchy? And all the girls in the classroom were like, yeah, bro, like we'd love to have the same equal opportunities, but the reality is we don't. We don't. But, they didn't. They never considered that concept, that idea, that possibility that there really is an inequality, even though they view themselves, they think, women are equal, women are, should be treated equally. It never occurred to them that the rest of the world, despite their views, would treat women unequally, and therefore they would just always have this advantage that women will hopefully, that just won't currently have the opportunity. I don't know. I think there's a lot of things that people don't consider, and I'm not just talking about gender, I'm just talking about generally, the fact that when I was a teacher, there was a student, right? So I used to be a special ed teacher, and I love teaching. Not the admin part of it, not all the paperwork, not all that stuff, but teaching and connecting with the students and seeing their aha moments and all those things. I loved it. It was the greatest part of my life, was to watch these students grow and become who they were always meant to be and learn and all these things. It's just such an exciting, beautiful thing. I loved it. Now, to be clear, I do not have any children of my own. I do not plan on having any children of my own. When I was a teacher, in my mind, those students were more than enough children for me. I was like, this is good. I'm fine. I could never give up my freedom for another human being. Like I'm too poor and too much enjoying what little money I do have to just give it all of that up. So children was never an option for me. The only way I was planning on having kids was, we had $3 million and each kid would cost $3 million. You want a kid? $3 million. One for the kid, one for me and the damage the kid does to me, and one for whatever trauma goes with that. Just life in general, right? 3 million, one kid. That was my rule. That's just what it is. Anyway, so my experience with children has always just been in an education setting. So I encountered this kid, and let's just say this kid was probably on the level of a 2-year-old. I'm not exaggerating. She had the cognitive ability of maybe a 2 or 3-year-old. And I say that because she couldn't even tell you what day it was, day of the week, couldn't tell you how to spell her name. It was 3 letters long. I'm not saying that to shit on this kid. What I'm saying is, this kid taught me so much about the world. She wanted so badly to give me the right answer when I asked her the most simple of questions. And she couldn't. She could not. Her brain did not work in the way that it would give her the answer that she needed. That's how low this child was. Imagine that. A brain of a 3-year-old in the body of a 21-year-old. Just tragic. Should she have been in the school? No, she should have been in a very special school, but she was my kid, so I had to take care of her. When I saw how much she struggled with just trying to answer the simple questions, it took me out of myself, and I had to take a moment and I had to reflect on why I was feeling frustrated, because I had no right to feel frustrated. In my mind, this child just did not have that ability. That's like asking an infant to walk, you know? It just isn't possible. And so they forced these expectations on these kids, and it made me, open my mind to the idea, to the reality that kids just, when they're little, they don't know anything else. When a kid is frustrated or crying or upset, that is the world they live in. That's all they know. That's all they understand. And so when something doesn't go their way, their whole world is ruined. It is destroyed, and everything they knew is just garbage. It's just awful, and nothing will ever be right again. And it is because of this one child that I realized that when a kid is crying, when a baby is crying, that's because that is their experience of the world so far. They don't know that in society, polite society, you're not supposed to cry at the dinner table or at the restaurant, or when you don't get your way. They don't know that. Those are things that are taught inherently. But when they're little, you can't get mad. That's the world they know. It's what they understand. It just really opened my eyes, and it made me even more of an empathetic and understanding person, because I just grew to, I don't know, appreciate what kids were able to do for me, and what they could accomplish, and the fact that my whole outlook on that changed the entire dynamic of, one, the way I taught, and two, the way I approach anybody. Because I feel like, in a way, a lot of us may not know or understand or, be a part of, the knowledge that what you might think is common sense might not actually be common sense to someone else, maybe from a different culture or different walk of life, just, that kind of thing. Anyway, all of that to say, my experiences have made me grow as a person and made me appreciate, people on a different level than I think maybe somebody who just gets mad or, doesn't do a lot of self-reflecting. I don't know. I just found that in my experience, it is so important to just be kind and to just love, just love. And I guess that's pretty much it. That is my experience. That is kind of who I am. I just approach the world with love and understanding, because I feel like not everyone has had that in their world or experienced that. And I don't think that's right, but I think if I can change that, if I can show somebody love and understanding and being there, when, especially when no one else will be, I think in a way you might have changed the trajectory of someone's entire life, and maybe something that they may never have considered before, a world that can be good instead of always so sad and hard for no reason. Because the world is hard, and a lot of really bad things happen for no reason. So if you can just be kind and understanding and loving and accepting, I think you will have already made the world a better place. And that is who I am in a nutshell. Anyway, here's my baddie look. I hope you guys have an amazing Easter. If I didn't mention this, this is also World Trans Visibility Day. And if you haven't hugged somebody, hug someone today. And if you're not comfortable with hugging people, don't hug anybody. Just smile. And if you don't want to smile, don't smile. Do whatever you want with your life. Just try and make the world a better place. That's all I can say about that. I hope you have an amazing day. Happy Easter if you celebrate. Happy World Trans Visibility Day. And yeah, I hope, if nothing else, not only did you take away a little bit more about me, but also learn something about yourself. And if you don't like what I have to say, that's fine. That's okay. I don't mind. You know, we're all different. We all come from different places. And, you know, you're allowed to have your own thoughts and opinions as well. But this is my little piece of internet, and these are my thoughts. I hope you have an amazing day. And yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Until next time.